Welcome to part 45 of Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Serious to God, I don't want to go to Skrull. Nobody wants to go to Skrull. Skrull hates our guts worse than the Atlanteans do. But we have no choice. The muonic enducer is there. And unfortunately, it's in the hands of Galactus, who happens to be there. So in order for us to pry it off of his dead hands, or live hands, because it's kind of hard to kill the guy, we'll have to stop over the Skrull. We'll be met with a lot, and I repeat, a lot of resistance. Even more so than having to deal with the Atlanteans. So I brought Captain Marvel in her binary outfit, which in this game she kind of looked like Jean Grey on crack in this game for some reason. I don't know why. And then Elektra is in a bustier, I guess. So yeah, we're all well and good, but I still have Nick Fury and Silver Surfer in the team, so at least we have that. And yes, you could actually pet Lockjaw, so that's what that's all about. So on that note, let us go. We'll go over to Skrull, and much to our dismay, try to help the Skrull, even though they kinda don't deserve it.
You're about to be sent to the homeworld of the Skrull. There you need to steal a device called the muonic enducer from Galactus, who is presently attacking the Skrull planet.
Why is Galactus at war with the Skrull?
He's not. Galactus is there to consume the planet.
Whoa, this dude eats planets? I gotta get a picture of that.
He doesn't really eat them. He has machines that convert the planet into energy he can absorb. One of those devices is the muonic enducer.
I wouldn't think old Galactus is gonna be too happy with us trying to steal one of his toys.
No, he won't be, which is why I'd strongly advise against any confrontation with him. Galactus is one of the most powerful beings we've ever encountered.
That would explain why he feeds off entire planets. But how does he choose which worlds to consume?
He has a herald for that. A scout who determines which planet's next on the menu.
Well, at least we can count on the Skrull to help us out.
Not necessarily. The Skrull are a warlike people who've attacked the Earth several times before. They'll most likely see you as enemies.
Wonderful. So if Mr. Universe doesn't completely crush us, the Skrull will be happy to finish the job.
Yes. Is that a problem?
No. Just wanted to make sure what the teams are.
Well, good. Now get moving.
Seriously, if you aren't at the level to take this stage on, you will regret it. You will get curb stomped if you're not at a good enough level to take on this stage. I am practically at level 27, and even then I still get curb stomped. So yeah, it would be in your best interest to make sure you're at a stable enough level, like between 35 and 40, because the rest of the game demands you be somewhere near that area, or else you're going to get your ass kicked. And when you do show up, you'll find out why. Because as soon as you appear, the Skrull is out waiting for you, and they're being beaten up by Galactus' Punishers. Galactus' Punishers are to Galactus as the Apocalypse Horde is to Darkseid. Loyal minions who just follow the guy and may inadvertently be killed in the process while trying to raid a planet. Or sometimes intentional, depending on the mood of Darkseid or Galactus. Doesn't really matter. Meanwhile, we're dealing with Skrull deviants. Skrulls, while they do have the ability to shift into human beings, the Skrulls are rather annoying. Their planet's in danger, yet they're doing everything in their power to beat you up, the person who's coming out of their way to save their planet from being eaten by some gigantic Unicron planet-eating wannabe. And the least you could do is get their cooperation, but nope, not even the case. So we're gonna have to destroy a few things to weaken Galactus. First off, this magnetic shield that happens to be around Galactus, which will allow us to actually do some damage to Galactus. This is optional, but it'll make the fight with Galactus that much harder if you don't deal with it. So dealing with that will make the fight with Galactus so much easier. Oh, I have to say, Galactus is practically a puzzle boss, just a word of warning. And even worse, he's a puzzle boss that has high health if you do not stop him. Oh, actually do not destroy any of the optional objective machines. And there's a lot of them too.
Surrender.
Whatever the case, don't forget to pick up that comic book mission. That mission would probably be Deadpool if I'm not mistaken. No, actually it's Pile Driver. That's even worse. Why do we have to fight Pile Driver again? I don't know. But at least he's not with the rest of the wrecking crew. So, explore around because you may end up running into some dangerous boss battles, or you may end up getting lost because there's more than one way to get through, despite the map telling you that you have a one-way linear path. You don't. It's really, really large. And I might want to bring this up now. Skrull commandos. Kill them! Kill them first, or else they will resurrect your fallen enemies, and it'll make the fight all the more difficult to actually deal with. However, here's the thing. It's kind of a double-edged sword, because when they resurrect the Skrulls that have been killed, the Skrulls are actually going to give you more experience points as you kill them. Sometimes this is a good idea to leave the commandos alive. Other times, if you want to actually progress, it's not a good idea. But you want level, so leveling is the best way. Like leaving the commandos alive so you can take care of the rest of the grunts and let them revive them and keep taking them down so you'll be able to gain some experience points is a good idea to grind. However, not for the boss battle. Just thought I'd point that out to you. The final boss battle of this area. Yeah, you'll have to ignore the moves, basically. But whatever the case, we've pretty much defeated one of the objects needed to destroy Galactus. And by the way, I think we... Oh, no, I thought we killed a Skrull Commando, but I guess not. That Skrull Commander is still alive, and he had just recently resurrected one of the Skrull that have just been knocked down. Now, the Skrull Commander will only resurrect Skrulls and not Galactus's Punishers.
Warriors attack.
He'll leave those dead.
We need more troops.
So, at least the only thing you have to worry about is practically the Skrulls reviving themselves. That's it. They're pretty much like vermin. Really? These guys kinda brought the whole death and destruction thing on themselves. And let's be honest, they would be the first people to sell their soul to Galactus as opposed to let their planet get eaten. I mean, that's how Skrulls are. And don't give me that, oh, but Skrulls are sympathetic to Captain Marvel. That's because of lazy freaking writing, and whoever's the director is an idiot. That's all I have to say. These guys are just bad news all around. And every time they show up, they're constantly, and I repeat, constantly trying to take over Earth dressed as some random person. And one of the most notorious, I would say the most notorious suspects of actually using shape-shifting to trick people into conquering their realm is Super Skrull. Because aside from Super Skrull using the powers to frame the Fantastic Four, Super Skrull could actually shapeshift into anyone his DNA will allow him to shapeshift into. By the way, that was the last, that was one of those last emitters that basically weakened Galactus so that we'll be able to defeat him. By the way, that's not optional. The first part of it was. So, with the shield generator guard, we'll be able to deal with Galactus. But yes, the Skrull trying to fight off everybody who is coming out to rescue them from being eaten by Galactus. It's kind of a wrong thing to do because they should be in desperation trying to help us fight Galactus. But as you can see, it's kind of a hopeless situation because the Skrull would rather fight and die than to fight against Galactus, which proves to be way too powerful. But they'll try to get someone they know that they could beat, or at least think they know they could beat. So all we're practically doing is beating up these Skrulls so that way we'll be able to go through the door without any problem. But before I continue, I may have to cool off my fan. Give me a second. Alright, it's cooled down now. So, let's pick up this focus and let's beat up some more commandos because we don't want any more Skrulls coming back. Or commandos for that matter. Because if commandos come back, then the Skrulls come back. And it'll be a never-ending cycle until you kill all the commandos, then kill the Skrulls. The only reason why I have Elektra and Nick Fury because they are good at ground combat. And Captain Marvel is just there because, and Silver Surfer is freaking powerful. And here's the thing, not all of the Skrulls have some sort of special ability like Ultra Genetics. Those will come later. And I think those are only like the commanders and whatnot. So, we're gonna have to fight our way through just so we can get to the entrance. Let's make sure there's no more Skrulls here. Okay, there's no more Skrulls. We're good. Into the entrance we go, and we're gonna be going to the aeronautics. And, well, you kinda obviously could guess what's in the aeronautics. It's more like an escape pod for the Skrull, but that's where they're going to, that's where they normally go to launch jets and planes onto Earth, crash land, and try to mingle with the people so that they can easily monitor them and also have other Skrull to invade the planet. Speaking of which, one of the biggest culprits of invading Super Skrull happens to be here, along with Palabok.
Let's destroy them anyway.
Or Palabok, whichever one comes first.
Agreed, Pybok.
These two are pretty much the main offenders of invading Earth. They run into the Fantastic Four a lot. Now, this is the Skrull Empress. Depending on who's riding her, she either tries to put a leash on Super Skrull or is the one sending Super Skrull to Earth.
I alone possess.
Whatever the case, the Skrull Empress is asking us for help. And sadly, we kind of don't have a choice. Because she wants to give us information on Galactus
so that my ship can escape
in exchange for us opening the door and letting all the Skrull out of the aeronautics bay.
Your lives depend on it.
I'm telling you now, this is a trap. I'm not trying to spoil it for you people, but this is a trap. So you have a choice of picking
I am Pybok,
Palabok,
the Power Skrull. Biogenetic
Palabok,
engineering
that's what it
has
is.
granted me
I thought it was
incredible
Palabok. Okay.
strength and superhuman endurance.
We either pick Palabok or Super Skrull. It doesn't matter who. You're going to be fighting off Galactus's forces. And Galactus's forces is going to be no problem for the time being. Well, actually, we need to go into that door below. I want to try to skip over, because we were right there. I could have just opened the door and skipped all of the... That's the thing. I was close to skipping the stage, and I would have done it too. I thought I could, but I mean, it was strange that I almost did. I guess that's how glitched this game is. So we're gonna have to go around the long way. The old-fashioned way, of course. And that means we're gonna have to go through Ultron soldiers. Oh, joy! We haven't seen those guys in a while. Ultron soldiers is basically the de facto soldiers that are infused with Ultron's DNA. I mean, we already went through this, but the thing is, the Ultron soldiers make a triumphant return from the Omega base. I wouldn't say triumphant, but they're just there. And they're still annoying. I mean, it used to be easy, but now they're annoying. And get used to fighting alongside Paleback. Paleback, because Paleback and Super Skrull, if you fight alongside with him too, you'll at least know what you're up against, because obviously they're going to turn on you. Why? Because they're Skrulls and they don't care.
Too easy.
And I went there and paused the game because, well, my computer blue screen during the recording. This is the second time this has happened.
It's like being brought
And
back
it's
to
not
life.
my fault. But my computer blue screen in the middle of recording, and thankfully I was able to stop this time around instead of shut off the game, which that's what happened also. The game crashed at the same time as the computer blue screen when I was in Atlantis. This time around, it was still going. At least it was still going for the time being. But as we beat down the rest of Galactus' goons and the Ultron Strikers, we'll probably get to a stopping point here. Oh, and you can pick up this ball, and you can pick up this staff so you could do some damage to the Ultron soldiers. And also the Galactus' Punisher.
Will defeat you.
But whatever the case, as we continue to beat down on these enemies and clear the room of them, bear in mind, once we touch that console, we're going to be going into a boss battle. So, once we get to the console, this is where we're gonna, it's gonna be where we're gonna stop here. And, oh yeah, let me pick that up. Might as well. Elektra needs the focus points. So we're gonna stop here at the save point, and in the next episode, we're gonna open the emergency airlock so that obviously Empress Skrull is gonna get away, leaving us to fight both Paleback and Super Skrull in part 46. See you guys next time, and seriously, why are we saving the Skrull?